Is everything working, by the way? I think it is. Well, as you can tell from the title of the stream, well, I'm not using the formal ERO overlays and stuff, but still, I think we're going to have some laugh today. Because what am I doing here is think how many complaints there were about the driving standards, how bad the driving standards are, how there is no driver awareness, which, by the way, led to a total of 38 bans throughout the season so far. And how bad the stewarding decisions are, which also is the reason for all these bans, because the drivers kept rage quitting. So what I have decided is that I will just stream about every single incident that has happened throughout Monza this week, so from Friday to Sunday, and decided that I will just take care of it, and we'll see how these incidents actually look. This is just a live stream, but I just had to start with a rant. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, and women and men, and everyone else, we're starting stewarding of some of the biggest skill issues I've seen on F1 23. I think this music, this one particular soundtrack, will just stay as we are swiftly moving on into Discord, because this is where we'll be spending our most time today. Now already I can tell, Quill Pavlakovic is just awaiting me in the voice chat, but I want to start by myself, to be fair. So, I will try and steward every single tier. There'll be no reasonings into the decisions chat. You can invite people to the stream if you want to, and I actually recommend it to you. We've got a bit of incidents in PCF1, PCF2 has a little bit, PCF4 has got like 2, PSF4 has got like 5, 6 maybe. PSF3 also got like 4 incidents, and one of the drivers rage quitting on Friday because you've tapped someone. That's it. We've also got 6 or 7, basically just being angry a little bit, and PSF1 just having 3 reports. And of course, I did not forget, PSF5 has a madness, and that will be the funniest stuff. So, moving on, I'm probably showing my live screen right now, and these are the incident reports, but you're probably wondering, where is my camera? Well, truth is, I also don't know where that went, but it should be going live soon, so I don't know what is happening, and I don't know why it doesn't work, but maybe if I do this, and then I do that, well, nothing happens. This is funny. Well, it might be like we're not having any cameras going on now, but who cares? How do I have no webcam? Please tell me. Because without it, I cannot really stream, because you will not see me laughing. We'll be starting with PSF5, because I did a paddock announcement that I might be skipping PSF5 because it's so long. And I said might, and they already L'd me. So I don't really get you. Well, let me see if this actually works. First. Yeah, there we go. I'm on camera. You can definitely tell. I'm on camera, but I need to see myself in the first place. There you go! That's me, the owner of European Racing Organization, who is going to review some of the biggest skill issues of ERO, PSF5, PSF4 and other tiers. Because it makes content, which you can actually invite people to. And I might do and I've done just that on Twitter and stuff. So, starting of which, I don't really have a massive schedule for this, but I want to start easily. Like, not with this massive mess of whatever is going on here. Also, let me take this off. You can tell there is quite a lot of stuff going on here. So I like to have a little bit of a warm-up and go with PCF4, because we've got Quintin reporting Alfie Smith, and yes, we'll be exposing the names today, because these are the parts of ERO. Also, why do I have this private name going on here? Well, That's getting interesting. At least you know who I am. Standing of which, PCF4 tier, which is the only crossplay tier, I'll be writing the decisions live on the stream, so you don't really have to worry about it. But first off, we've got Alfie Smith being reported for being all over the place, making no contact with the Mercedes, and forcing Quintin into the barriers from the contact and ruining the race. So, PCF4, because of the wonderful attendance, got like 35% race and 12 people. But who cares about that anyway? As we've got, for example, Quintin Harhoff deciding to remove his empty message. So I cannot show you that unless we're going from Hegoi's point of view. And this is not the first time I see this incident. But with Hegoi's POV, you can tell Alfie is going all over the place. So that definitely counts as an internet warning. We know we're changing the host, but Alfie just goes wild despite being in England, being English, and Quintin is just going kinda smoothly. Now, my question is, does Hegoi have another POV? No, he does not. So, unfortunately, this is all we've got in terms of him. But we've also got this, which may be a mid quality, but you can tell that here, Alfie is going smoothly, and Hego is going all over the place. So I don't know what happened there. We might have a look on Quintin's POV, which takes a bit of time, to be fair. Well, you cannot see that, but I'm just having a quick look. Hego is having no front wing, by the way, if you're wondering. And both of these drivers were lagging for Quintin. My thing is, as I'm watching that, I would actually penalize nobody and just slap some internet warnings. I would just go for the internet warnings, to be fair, and think about it later, you know? Also, let me just start the music because it can get boring without it. Media file. Where is it? Other news source instead. Browse. I'm going, of course, with coconut mode because it's funny stuff. You can tell it's already going. I just silence it a little bit. And now, what I'm saying of this incident is I would slap both drivers with internet warnings. That's it. Because they didn't really control each other on this situation. And Hegoi also got damage from Twig. So my thing is, we're going to PCF4 incident reports. Actually, it's called Xbox Origin, but it should be PCF4 instead. We might even change it here. You can definitely tell this is a little bit of a management sneak leak going on. But regardless, ERO PCF4 Monza will not be doing anything regarding the reasonings, because why would I when I'm already telling this on the stream? So ERO PCF4 Monza, Peña. Well, I shouldn't really do that. I think I should just enlarge my camera a little bit so we don't really see who is getting tagged. But regardless, next up we've got Quintin and Alfie, because in the POV of Quintin, both of these drivers lag, Hegoi and Alfie. For Alfie, Hegoi lags, and for Hegoi, it's Alfie who's lagging. So what I say, internet warnings for Peña and Smith. That's it from me in terms of this incident, because just having a warm-up. I quite really want to go through some of the incidents really quickly, not even waste time. PCF4 incident reports. Again, we have Antoni Sietkowski reporting Alejandro Perez. And you can already tell there is an accusation going on here, which might not be worth of community warning, but still massive one. First clip, he caused what was very dangerous because I had to overtake on the grass, which you basically made yourself being Albon. But I say, let's have a look. Of course, I will not be putting some order because there's a couple of swear words here and there, the bad words, and I don't really want to broadcast that. As you can tell, Alejandro Perez just going on the left side, doesn't really care that a driver is approaching him after a slow exit, and Antoni has to go into the grass. I don't really call it forcing off track because Antoni just made the overtake regardless. But let's look at his explanation. First clip, I was going to the left to take a turn and he go to the left, so that happened. So basically, I went left, despite the fact that the corner is half a kilometer ahead of me. And I already picked my line to just go to the left and get myself a better cornering, which basically doesn't make sense. Why is PCF for 35%? Because it had 12 people. Why? Because we've got like 7 unreported absences. That's the entire story. Moving on. That... I don't know, to be honest, if Alejandro, if he suddenly goes to the left here. I mean, he didn't force off track, but he did at the same time. Antoni made an overtake. And don't think that Alejandro's finished the race, but that would be certain with this race result, which we do not have. We do. Alejandro finished on the last place, so basically any license points would be applied only, because time penalties wouldn't make sense. I'm saying Alejandro gets penalty point, 2 license points. I don't know. We're mainly having a laugh because of the skill issues. No offense to the drivers, of course, but let's look at the incident. When the racing standards are so bad in league racing in general, why not just look at it together and have content? Because that is free content. Why does everyone for a random compilation of Jarno Opmer screaming at drivers gets thousands of views? Because that's content. Simple as that. What do? Perez. Of course, if you can see, and Szatkowski. That is clearly 2 license points to Perez. I will definitely start a poll one day. I don't think it will determine the actual verdict, because asking the public for the decision is kind of weird when you're trying to be a qualified steward. I mean, I'm not going to be licensed anywhere probably, but I still want to pretend that I'm qualified. Next up, we've got this incident, and this is clearly forcing off track, and you're getting another 2 license points for it. Like, this is clear as what was your intention there? Blood. Anyway, moving on. Let's see. Well, Verstappen in 2021 was a bloody amateur doing this. I mean, this is the lowest PC tier, so I don't really expect much, but really? That dive went from 9/10. Wow. Wow. 2 license points for forcing, and 10 plus 3, which basically makes it 5 plus 2, 5 plus 2, which means 5, which by our cryptonym or whatever that is, 5 seconds, 2 license points. Then we've also got another 5 seconds time penalty plus 2 license points to Perez, and we end up with, I'm saying 10 seconds, and although Szatkowski forgot the race director, I know he hasn't pitted, and we can also check that on his Twitch. But again, he's got 5 seconds for cutting corners, allegedly. Will we see any time penalties here? No, but he easily can get it off. Of course, it doesn't change the position, and means nothing as such. But 10 seconds plus 4 license points, I'm saying, due to the distance. Like, if it was just trying to be a Ricardo, I would say just 3. But he's went from a full second back. And I'm not joking. Is it possible to give time penalties for next races? This was a thing in early days, but it's not anymore. Because I find it not worth it, really. Just slap yourself with some license points, and that will be very convenient. Why did the music go, though? Can I have it? Can I loop this? There you go. Now you should enjoy it. So in summary, for PCF4, this is it. This is not intentional takeout. I call it stupid dive bomb. I'm calling it like spot on stupid. That's it. So 5 seconds plus 2, another 5 seconds. It makes it 20 seconds. 8 license points. Half a Qualiban in one race is quite an achievement. I can actually go for, like, the first one I'm kinda dubious because Szatkowski still overtook him. Here again Szatkowski overtook him, but way off the track limit, so there's no mitigating factors at all. And here 10 seconds plus 4 license points to Paris and minus 5 time penalty Szatkowski because we're removing that 5 second that he's got. And yeah, there you go. 1 LP to Paris for lack of POV, which is mandatory when you request it. If nobody requests a POV from you, you don't really have to care. But if the steward comes in and says, for example, Hegoi Penny, I want your point of view from this incident, you gotta send it. And don't care. And if you don't have, and you state that you don't have, you got 1 license point. And if you ignore that brutally, you get 3. Because, to be fair, you've basically ignored. That is better than having just 2 license points, regardless of the if you replied or not. Next, I'm saying PCF3 is having quite a lot of incidents. One of them I don't really know, and that is from all 1st of September. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there are some complaints about being taken out, and as well as dive bombs. But that we'll look into that later. Anyways, PSF5 comes after this, after PC probably. So we're starting PCF3, sorry. We're having Janne Tuovila just chilling on the right side of the road, and Simon. I give up. I simply give up. No, he just doesn't care. He doesn't. This is what I do in the Monza Open lobbies. Every time there is a Monza Open lobby, and I make sure that they start last and he starts slow, because I don't want to be involved in this. and then Amberg just goes and brutally obliterates him. That is 10. That is an easy 10. Of course, we don't want to see this, because there is elections in Poland, if you're wondering, and this is why I'm getting all these thumbnails. I cannot block them, unfortunately, on Discord. But come on! Yeah, this is the right description, to be fair. Nobody's requested point of view for it, so nobody's getting license points for POV. But what? Nah, I'm not having this. ERPCF3 Monza. Simon Laberg, Tuovila. And that is clear as day. I'm saying 10 seconds and 4 license points. He just did not care. This is a clear knockout. This is a clear knockout, really. Move me into the next one. Okay, now, this I've seen already, as Robert wants his penalty to be removed. These are the only penalties that he's got, although you should have shown your full race director. But here's just one problem as we are watching this particular clip. Why cannot I hear this? I do not know. But that is an unforced error. I never removed the penalty for this. You're just driving and this is your own error, so don't be surprised. I can only remove it if it's like 15 warnings in one go. Was it 15 warnings in one go? It's lap 8. And he doesn't even show the full race directory now. No removal. No removal. And as I told you, not full race director and unforced error. I'm not taking out penalties for unforced errors. Anyways, is this a lap 1 again? No, this is lap This is probably a restart or something. As Oscar Ebessen is being reported. Again, no POV request, no time penalties for that one. Can we get Wii Shop music instead? I might change that, but I need to see if I got it. Browse. Let me see. Wii Shop. Got it. But there's one problem. I think I've been copyrighted once for this. And that is not a joke. So I keep myself to this. I'm sorry. Anyways, Barry Kruger just retired. This is lap 14. A new driver in the name of Mohamed Faizan makes a beautiful dive in the inside. We need to watch it again. Like, check this out. If you want to make dive bombs, this is how you do it. You just slowly approach him, and then he's got nothing to say. I mean, really? What's the force of? Like, check this out. Most critical point, where it was. Okay, you know what? Let me just get the proper frame. I wish we would see a POV from Loic? No, Goffia. What I'm saying is this is a force of track. Let me see if there was any contact, because remember, this is India and there's quite a big distance to Denmark, so ping is natural and I wouldn't do any internet warnings for that. Now, let me see. There's contact and he goes off. We don't worry about the internet connection, but that clearly is 5 seconds and 2 license points, clear as day. We'll go to PSF5 later on, because this is quite madness. But anyways, Oscar Ebessen and Mohamed Faizan is basically 5 second time penalty plus 2 license points to Ebessen. And of course I have to state it's to Aberg. As I said, we do not care about doing all the explanation stuff, because that's just lots of time. Again, we've got Mohamed Faizan. This time we're just 1 lap later. This man already lost 3 positions and has been spawned by Bielmanchebo. I hope I spoke this name correctly. And this is already... Really? This is a virtual safety car? Guy just got spun and we have to call VSC for that. But look from how far Biel goes. And that is clearly a pan. Like, there's no excuses. No excuses. This is like 10 due to the distance. 10 due to the distance, I'm telling ya. I'll be joining Will for PCF2, by the way. So, I'm saying Mohamed Faizan and Bielmanchebo, this is clear as day. 10 seconds time penalty plus 3 license points to Manchebo. The real task for the steward is to calculate the places only. Next step. Next step, I should probably close the window, so give me a second. I got an old webcam. I got an old webcam, but I think it's still fine, as we're watching Marek Ivanek's POV as a help. Which doesn't really tell us a lot, because look, it just tells us that Manchebo decided to obliterate the guy. That obliterated Ivanek's front wing, but you're just going through a corner where everyone is getting spun, so I'm not really surprised. And you haven't made a report probably out of this. Now, penalty removal. Problem is you didn't send the race director. You didn't send the race director, so what do you think? I think that is clear that you're not getting that removed. I kind of feel bad for roasting every driver, having 12 license points myself in F1 in my career in ERO. But okay. I'm saying no removal because no race director of showing it's not been served or something. As simple as that. It would just about promote you 1 place. Again. Now, Mohammed Faizan. He says that brake pedals failed. And when you've got a genuine wheel issue, you can get away with a penalty, but it has to be genuine, and you're not like trying to get away from every single incident being like wheel broke. For example, PSF5 Austrian Grand Prix, Yasin and Vries got a report, or Yasin got a report on Vries for breaking his front wing. Then he's seen that Vries actually got some cultural problems, and they just and he just retracted the report. Anyways, lap 20, brakes failed for Lauri Uspelter, who was having his debut, and they failed badly. To be fair, and this you weren't stuck in the speed bump, Mr. Zan, Mr. Faizan. I think we'll do it NFA. I think we'll do it NFA, to be fair, because of these issues. Actually, I'll do something else. Bob of Uspelto necessary due to how do I say it? Reported steering issues. This is where I'll just have a wait, and I probably not care if the brakes actually. So I want to see that actually. So I'll just leave it for this. We've got also lap 14, and this time Mohammed Faizan is being reported for forcing Marek off track as we're going through the Grand Corner, which by the way gave epic action PSF1. They're just driving, there is a battle ahead. Now we're watching Faizan. Well, he's going normally, and then he doesn't know how to leave the space and spins Marek. This is one occurrence, so clearly a 5 plus 2, right? And I guess that's right. I will be joining Quill for PCF to stop waiting this long. Anyways, PCF3, Marek Ivanek, and I have to remember all this stuff. And Faizan, well, you can definitely tell. That's not equal. This is why I'm saying POV is necessary. 5-second time penalty plus 2 license points to Faizan. Simple as that. And I hope this haven't disappeared, because if it disappeared, I'll be mad. I'm not. PCF3 again. This time we're going to second last report, and that is Loic Vanya reporting Robert Kinabel for, let me see, rush into T1 and dive bomb and almost crashing the Red Bull. So side turn might have been obliterated. Ooh! Now you just self-reported yourself, blood. This moving on the braking, like a 10th ahead of a driver. Check this out. So Robert goes for a massive dive, and you know what? I'm going to surprise you. Loki is just self-reporting himself. No, the fact that Robert has not collided with anyone is massive. But yeah, you're on the left side of the track, following the racing line. I know you have to be careful. Just brake earlier, and then you move into the middle. When Rob is like about to obliterate someone because of that. He even said he's accidentally dive bombed, but that was truly an accidental dive. No, like Loic was like 3 tenths ahead, 4 tenths ahead. He was the one controlling the braking point. So it's like, Robert had no choice, but otherwise, if he kept going with his line, he would just obliterate someone. And that someone is Loic. Well, no collision, so only stops on license points. Because you need to collide with someone to actually give yourself a time penalty while moving on the braking. Congratulations, by the way. But yeah, still, you just self-reported yourself. Now we're having no POV, so in case if needed 1 license point, because why not? But George Park gives us this beautiful, beautiful replay camera. That is Barry Kruger and the Mercedes called Maverick, and Maverick is starting P7, and he's now fighting side by side. And let's see what happens there. And then there is this, and then George is helped in being spun. But this camera doesn't tell us a lot of the story because there's like 15 cars behind. Now we're going to see some story going on. Maverick just changes his braking point and smashes into George, and then causes carnage. But he can't really say you caused carnage because you were just smashed in the rear. Now Kruger could make under braking like this. He taps into George Park. He taps again, and then there is this. There's this thing. And then there is this thing, and that means this is a normal collision. I mean, this is a start, but remember, lap 1 and ERO is not a mitigating factor. I'm saying 5 seconds plus 2 license points. What happened further forward? These 3 seconds. I mean, Alfa Romeo of Bielman Chebo was helped a little bit. Yeah, you can tell he's basically stuck. What is this front wing doing? Well, can anyone tell me how this front wing appeared there? Look at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, no. I'm not having this. This is a brand new 2021 crash simulator. Williams just goes under Mercedes and recreates one of the most famous crashes of the recent years. No, I'm not having that. Post it on the league memes. I'll just post it on, or just general, unless something is happening there. No, it's just someone asking how to sign up, but yeah. No, he didn't even get the revenge with Hamilton because Mercedes was on top back then. Or wait, it was Mercedes on bottom. Yeah, you're right. He's got revenge. Anyways, this is clear as day. 5+2 for Kruger, but that gave us content, and this is what we needed. This is what we needed in terms of content. Now, steward panel, PCF3, and we're ending up with Kruger versus Parr, and that is for me due to the fact that it's not lap 1, it's crowd everywhere. 5 seconds plus 2 license points. That's it. And that's all regarding ERPCF3. This is second tier of 9. And we've got a tier with, spoiler alert, 24 reports. You've heard that right? 24 reports. I'm not joking. Now, for PCF2 purposes, I want to join this guy in the helper voice chat. His name is Kul Pavlakovic. Now, first off, I want to make sure that we've got Discord sound being broadcasted. So I'm adding a source and I'm adding Discord Streamlabs, not this particular thing. And we're joining him. Simple as that. Yo. Yep, I'm inviting you for the... I'm joining you for the PCF2 if you're wondering, because PCF2 was already funny. Did you see that Mercedes?
Yes, I did.
And that was probably the funniest stuff I've ever had in my life. I've ever seen in my life in terms of league racing. These are the real incidents, not like someone just straight lining people. Anyways, PCF2, and we've got 2 reports. Now, I will leave this to Quill. Because first off, I want you to look at Incident 1, driver Martin Rusnak, game remove penalty, Italy. I got hit from behind and because of that I was forced to take the escape route, otherwise I would cause a collision. Don't think I gained that much time and I prevented the collision. So, in short, Martin tries to avoid the penalty. And I want to know what you think. I'm just launching this on stream if you're wondering. Also, Martin, what are you doing on the hard tires on the last lap when everyone is on softs?
Maybe something to do with safety cars and not boxing.
Okay. So we've seen the warning, and now we're seeing the race director, which shows us, apart from lap 1, lap 26 and 27 are the only warnings.
I'm looking at the incident now, and I don't feel that he actually needed to cut the track. I feel like people just like to cut turn 1 or turn 2 at Monza because they can.
Because Leclerc.
I didn't watch the race.
2019.
Oh, was it 20?
Yeah. Regardless.
Yeah, but I think pausing it like just after the turn 1 apex, it was still possible to make it, although it would have been tricky. I'm actually not sure.
I mean, look at this. This Chikendas guy, the Charon, is leaving him kilometers of space here. It's easy car length. You may force that move, but was there any contact?
I think there was contact
From behind.
from behind just as they turned into turn 1. And given the nature of the corner, if the Williams turned in, the Ferrari probably would have just barged the Williams out of the way.
I mean, do we really remove this?
I feel like the Ferrari could have made a slightly better attempt to make the corner. If it was an instant 3 second, I would maybe downgrade it to a warning, but it was just a warning, so
No
I don't think of removal, although I would have considered a penalty for the car behind if they were pinged and gave POV, then I would assess based off that.
So, in short, Martin Rusnak versus track limits is no removal because he basically goes off by himself. He's got space.
It's not by himself, it's more like I think he could have made it. It's not like it's likely that the contact would have caused any harm to the Ferrari. So I just don't think the Ferrari tried hard enough to avoid cutting the corner.
Oh, that is Quintin joining, and probably he's got something to say about the PCF4 reports.
No, I was just told now by Rebby, listen, I'm famous, you're starting with my reports. I thought I'll jump in the channel quickly and see what was going on.
Okay, so we're carrying on. And I'm carrying on with probably the biggest controversy on PC platform this weekend, apart from PCF1 accidentally turning on crossplay. And we realized like post-race, but we're not cancelling that because everything went well, surprisingly. Now, this guy, Mr. Wojciech Crocs, reports Simon Carstens, and well, he's lacking words to describe how he's lost the race because of the reported driver. Now, what you could do, also why is everyone joining this chat? The fact that you want to be famous doesn't change a thing. Oh, that is Macaulay Beer, the PCF2 steward, by the way.
You want my opinions on this incident?
I mean, there's something I need to mention later on. Actually, right now. Because you can tell from this POV.
Can I ask a quick question? What is IW?
Internet warning.
Yep.
Incident warning. So
You're
no
not getting
penalty.
W's.
Internet.
Connection, bad. Basically. Fix it.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on.
I think for this one, 2 license points to Crocs.
Why?
What?
Driving excessively slowly, it literally does the timer for catch up to the safety car. There's R6.4, once joining the safety car queue, drivers must keep themselves within 10 car lengths of the car in front. In this case, it's the safety car, and Crocs is definitely not within 10 car lengths. And
He never came within 10 car lengths, though.
but he caught it sufficiently enough such that the game if you don't actually catch the safety car, it doesn't give you that timer. But if you've caught it and then you drop out, the game will give you that timer. I think it's just Crocs being very clumsy, and there's R6.1 says that you are allowed to overtake if the driver in front is driving unnecessarily significantly slower than the rest of the field.
It's not unnecessarily slow though.
I let them argue.
I mean, I'm watching it on my phone, so
I think if you drop more than...
Like,
10...
he comes off the throttle completely when he starts to catch a safety car. Then he's slowing down for turn 2 chicane. But he was never really anywhere near the safety car.
He was close enough for the game to detect him as being close enough.
I mean, even then, it's stupid to think about overtaking under safety car. So I'd say 5-2 Carstens.
I think Wodge was going unnecessarily slowly. That's my opinion.
I mean, the thing is, whoever gets the penalty is going to appeal it. I can guarantee you that.
I think we can just give them both a penalty then.
Well, in that case, we may as well just NFA it.
Wodge, what do you think?
I think that I've got into some quite interesting detail regarding this race. Because
if
you
anything,
have to note that
fault.
in the third place is someone called Timo Games. And Timo Games and Crocs agreed that what Simon did was completely unnecessary, because it was completely unnecessary. The fact that the game tells you pass Crocs horse is allowing the pass does not matter at all. And why did I disappear from the camera?
If you've done a year and a half of league racing like I have, that is obvious, but...
I did 4 years of league racing.
Again, yeah, almost every time I've seen that pass what's his face, Oster's allowing to pass. Whoever passes them gets a penalty, whatever league it's in. I've seen.
Yeah, I think
I'm pretty sure in the past we've penalised people for doing it as well.
Now, Crocs...
Although I think Crocs is going extremely slowly, so
How is 200 kilometers per hour extremely slowly?
Relative to the safety car on the straight.
I'm back.
He's flat out in 7th gear until he's, probably about 12 car lengths behind safety car.
These are the results of lap 27. Now, thing is, I need to turn off Discord for a little bit from your point of view. If I can make that happen. No, I'm just using the wrong. There you go. Now I'm going to Crocs conversation with Crocs and Timo Van Haften, which I'm uploading into the steward chat.
Okay.
In PCF2TS specifically. There you go. So this lost Crocs the race, and he's dropped to 4th as a result. So he's asked Timo, because he wanted this race to be reinstated. Basically, he's done Abu Dhabi 2021 to me. You need to reinstate the lap before, that's not right.
All I'm also going to say is that I wouldn't want to be P1 on a safety car restart. I would want to be P2, because what you do is you sit in the slipstream for 1.5 laps, you force the person ahead to use battery. Either they don't use battery and you get past with just pure slipstream, and then you're ahead, or they use battery and then final lap out to Ascari.
You can control the restart though. If you get a good enough restart, you're not challenged into turn 1.
How is it
turn one on the restart, but then there's another 2 laps.
Well, yeah, where you can still fight it. But if you're behind, then you're not going to be able to fight for the win, are you?
In short,
I think you just need to make sure you don't get shuffled down.
Now I want to speak, and I do not care. So, Mr. Crocs and Mr. Van Haften both made an agreement, because Crocs basically did Abu Dhabi 2021 to me, where he said that no, Mikey, this is not right. Sorry, we went the car racing, but in short, these two have agreed that we should reinstate the lap 24.
There's zero chance that that is the correct thing to do, because in Abu Dhabi 21, what happened is that the race director, not a driver, the race director made the incorrect decision, and had the race director done the correct thing, they would have
Alright,
finished
that's not-
under safety car. Whereas with this, if the correct thing had happened, Wodge would just not have slipstream for the next 2 laps. So I don't think that there's any way that we can reinstate it.
I still think 5+2 for Carstens.
That is for sure, definitely. It's like you cannot change that thing, because this is what we are already doing. As both Van Haften and Wojciech have agreed on reinstating the race, this was the condition that I could make it approved, that this is reinstated, because Crocs was complaining to be for like half an hour for this one overtake under safety car. Simon Carstens wasn't in the voice chat with Timo.
If you can't get a win from P2, that's a skill issue. Like, if you think you can get a win from P1, you can probably also get a win from P2.
I got a win from the last.
I had a win from P17 once.
All I'm going to say is that slipstream is about a second a lap at this track. A full second a lap.
If you're running 0-0 wings, yeah.
No, if you're running normal wings.
By the way,
And
Yeah,
if you're a
so-
second a lap slower than the car head, you can stick with them. That's what I meant to say. Because if you're a second a lap
anyway.
quicker, you'll just smash into their diffuser.
Anyway, I think the majority is 5+2 Carstens.
not only majority is 5+2, I'm saying, look at the stream chat. Why is nobody apart from Crocs asking to reinstate the results? And there is even people faking that there is no penalty for this. I know the screen is off, by the way, but don't worry, I just purposefully turned it off due to private conversations, not the steward conversations. Regardless, I'm definitely ordering Carsten's 5 seconds plus 2 license points. Range station, well, we can talk about it later with everyone in the PCF2 chat.
We can't do a
We
reinstation.
are not
and
reinstating the
5+2.
results.
I still can do it. Why not just
Wodge,
let
I
it go?
think if you do that, that will cause much more problems.
Yeah, I think you just have to stick with the 5+2.
Like, if someone hits me from behind on the final lap, can we reinstate from the start of the final lap?
I mean,
That's basically what you're saying, because it's not even like Crocs got spun around and lost 5 places. Crocs lost 1 place
again,
at the Temple of Slipstream.
check this out again, PCF2, everyone in PCF2 and every single tier. Crocs is just joining, just not that quick, and Simon just goes for a gap that doesn't exist because it isn't legally available to exist. He's coming in. He's coming to that safety car. You can slow down. Just don't go 20 kilometers per hour, because this is really a significant slow speed. But 200, really? You're definitely going
Well,
to
it's slower than the safety car. You'll
Also
catch
line.
it under. Also, I don't get why why he's lifting, because he needs to burn fuel. Maybe it's to try to recharge ERS, but that's not the best way to recharge ERS.
I want more PCF2 drivers to decide if this is a right stage of the race results, to be fair.
It isn't.
It's not.
It just plain isn't.
So, Crocs, Carstens.
5+2, moving on.
I was speaking for about this rain station for the last 15 minutes. By the way. So don't tell me I didn't speak about this.
I just want to see PSF 5. Please hurry up.
Yeah, but this is just by myself. We will do PCF1 together, and that's it. Possible reinstation of results into lap 24.
That's not
needs
happening.
further discussion with
It doesn't, Woj. It just
stewards
isn't
and
happening.
PCF2. It was already agreed between Van Haften and Crocs.
Just because 2 drivers think that doesn't mean that you have to listen to them.
By the way, check this out. Check this out. This is brilliant content already. I'm telling you. If I reinstate the lap 24, I'm getting.
No, Woj, that is part
Don't
of the problem
care.
with
Now I'm
ERO.
speaking.
You just make rash decisions that make absolutely no sense. Like when in season 8, someone was leading the race and disconnected on the final lap, and despite having their AI driving, won the race. And then after the race, you changed the rules so that you put the person at the back of the race
I'm meant to
result.
speak right now. So I'm saying this. If I reinstate the race results to lap 24, I'm getting accused of being favorites to Polish people, which is kind of quite a common theme for the banned drivers. Because if anyone is banned from ERO, he tells that he's favoring his Polish friends. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Poland is the second most banned nation in ERO.
You know what has the most
Second.
reports? PSF.
And if I don't, then Polish people will say I'm
Don't get
favoring
me
the
started on
British.
PSF5.
So I'm basically getting one big storm. Because I don't really want to use these swear words. If I was in my private channel, I would definitely. Because that's content. Moving on. PCF2 incident decisions. You have this. Now I don't want to listen to any complaints. I hope you get it. PCF1. As I want to laugh by myself. We've got Quali as this is the same which Crocs moves
I
across
think
to the
Crocs
racing
was
line during
involved in
qualifying
all
lap.
4 reports.
Now, Wilson is like 15 milliseconds up, 16, 17. What a lap that is! This is the lap of his life. Crocs just goes into the right side, but does not interrupt anything. That is a minor block. You just stay there. Should have just moved into the left. That is clear. 1 license point.
Fair.
And yes, Britain is the most banned nation in ERO. Now, we're
UK on
having
top.
Mr. Crocs again with Joshua Wilson. 5 season. What? Don't really know what you're talking about. Anyways, Crocs is chilling on the side and then smashes Wilson in the right tire, in the right rear tire. So we're watching this from the POV of Joshua Wilson himself because we've got a better view of this. Well, just going right, bro.
Look at the power of the slipstream.
Who cares about the slipstream? We're caring about the incidents. We're reporting skill issues rather than slipstream.
No, but you can see that he's alongside because the slipstream is that powerful. That's why Woj being second place didn't really matter.
Regardless. Clear as day, 5+2, I don't even want to care. Also, why did I pink Evans instead of Wilson?
Moving in the braking zone and causing a collision, normal
Forcing
collision
off
penalty
track.
+2. While using
Next. And
this seems like a pretty bad forcing off track because it's like forcing off track on a straight is one thing, but in the braking zone, a bit worse.
Okay, so next up, we're moving to PS5 later on. Mr. Crocs is just chilling, and Bruno Mazzini smashes him into the wall.
I guess actually there was space left, which is the thing.
Let the stewards decide, and this is the best of decisions that you could do. Let the stewards decide, because Rig Racing is there made for stewards to decide the incidents, not you by rage quitting the server. How is this Something most people don't understand. Although, Mazzini just keeps going straight. Let me just do it in the slow mode. This is very slow driving. This is how slow ERO is, you know. Even in PCF1 they are just driving this slow. I mean, he's moving his wheel to the right, you know. Just check this out. Right side, left side, right side. Don't know what I'm doing. And then I'm smashing Crocs into the wall. And that is... He's going straight. Blood. That's 5 seconds only. You know?
Personally, I don't think this is as bad as the previous one, because if Wodge was right at... Wodge still had space on the track.
No, I'm not reading that. Mark as red. If you really want to leave the league because I kept it to further consideration, I do not care. You've literally seen it on stream. Nobody even agrees with that. Stop that. Anyways, PCF1. Crocs will... Crocs and Mazzini. 5 seconds. I'm saying 5 seconds because this was just forcing off track and Mazzini tried going straight but caused damage later on. Mute. Where's Mute? For 15 minutes, Marcus red. He's probably cooking some big complaint about ERO stewarding. Because if you want to know, overtaking someone during the safety car period in some other leagues in Poland is a league ban. You know that in real Formula 1 it's like 5 seconds 10. And it hasn't happened in years. Team Bayer has hit Mr. Crocs this time. And that is a hit from behind and a half. And then Crocs makes a Mr. Bean. Now, Team Bayer sent his response for that one. As we're watching him trying to make a move on Wilson on the outside, on the inside. Does not care. He just... Oh my days. This is low of back of the car if I've ever seen one.
Was he trying to just get slipstream or enter the pits?
He wasn't even trying to go to the pits.
So it was... I think this is why we need to bring back race briefings, because for some other league whose name I'm not allowed to mention,
Does it start
the
with
race
G?
briefing said that... No, it begins with the G. Drivers entering the pits must ensure that they do not rear-end cars clearly positioned to enter the pits by mindlessly following slipstream. That is the race briefing for a different league which just had Monza, and this incident didn't happen. So I think
They've
we
just
could have
told them
done...
in the chat.
I think it is still definitely Tim's fault, but I think as stewards we could have possibly prevented this incident from happening.
Nobody's paid me for this, but this is great. Some great bits of water. Regardless, Team Bayer gets 10 seconds and he's not getting the penalty for crossing the white line. Because, for the reason being called, if you race, you can cut it. There we go, this is PC part. Now I'm moving to one and only, the greatest tier of all time when it comes to driving standards. Actually, lack of them sometimes. We have to go.
Do not diss my F5.
We are
I'm
going to the greatest tier of all time.
Yes, they are.
Invite every single person in the world to see this, because this is probably the greatest bit of content you'll see in the league's history. Why is the most
Average
notable...
PSF5 report.
Yes, this is average PSF5. Starting from here... This is one tier. And
From one race.
yeah, this is one race.
One race. I think I counted 24 in total.
We'll go through it. Jacob basically did half of the reports and then decided, and then went fuming because it's Watch actually streaming the reports. Yes, I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't realize you were streaming the report until I did half of them. So that is my bad.
Okay, now Mr. Jack. Actually, as Matthew Runkson says it, Jack Harvey has got a brilliant commentary on this one, which I really want to show you.
Safety car is going to cause even more carnage. Oh no, no! It's called a safety car. Everyone's had to slow down. It's absolute shambles. This is the... Oh no, what's happening here? This is the worst race I've ever seen in my life. This is awful.
No, wait for it.
Oh my god, oh no! Oh no, what's happened? Oh god, there's been a 7-car pile-up. Oh my word. And
Oh
that
my.
is all Filippo's fault. That is all Filippo's fault.
Now, was it Filippo's fault? I know, Jacob can just post his
Do
reports.
you want me to explain that, or?
Yeah, you can try, but be funny, please.
Yeah. I believe in one of the many threads, there's actually POV of Philip Keita.
Okay, well, I'll just have to go through all
I
this.
think it might be in the Tucker 7-car pile-up thread. Yeah, and if you go up, I posted it. It's the YouTube channel called Dexter.
Who's Dexter?
I think that's Philip Keita. That's his YouTube channel name.
Okay, so he was stopped by the game itself.
Yeah, similar to that. But what I've noticed is that he didn't really go below 100 kilometers an hour. Like, if you just look at his
Also,
thing, he doesn't go below 100. And I think if you go below, I don't know if this is a rule or not, I can't remember, but I think it's during the safety car, if you go below a certain speed, I think it's like 20 or 30 miles per hour, then whatever the collision caused behind you as the leader, it's your fault. But seeing as he's not evidently not going that, I don't think it's his fault.
Also, Philip, what are you doing with the gear change? You can tell he's getting stuck in the 4th gear in the maximum speed for some time.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like his driving style, if he just wants to like
Burn the engine.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
This game you have to burn the engine more than last game, but not that much.
yeah. So I don't think that it's his fault. I think it might be it might be due to Paolo Vanaggio that may have caused that, due to his like desynchronization, but that's like a whole different topic.
Race should be cancelled, to be fair.
It seems
Let's
like
just do
you
this.
got-
Let's just do this. Race cancelled. And we don't
What
really have to
looks
care
like-
about any of this.
What appears to happen is that he gets throttle limited and then backs off and then goes again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something like that. But Quill, do you see this as Philip's fault? Because I don't think it is.
Well, since we've started with this, regardless, no, it isn't Philip's fault. It's like
Yeah.
it's like one massive skill issue,
Yeah.
and I'm quite literally calling this that. Not even just a racing incident. I'm calling this one massive skill issue. Your fault.
I got a penalty point for doing something similar in Hungary last season when I got throttle limited, except it didn't cause a pile up.
Okay, but that was rubbish, not me. Well, I'm starting the first incident of the day because I wanted to show you some content. Schuchel basically obliterates Mr. Manuel. They're side by side for quite a bit of time, so I think this might as well be Quesada's fault.
Yeah. I basically said the same thing. I think it's Corsado's fault because he evidently turns in when Schuchel is sufficiently alongside. Hang on, I've written them down on the Google Docs. Hang on.
Yeah, Jacob's got half the instance. Let me see just Schuchel's POV, Schuchel's, who's going on grass, then kinda is unsettled. And he's probably been hit in the... Yeah, he's even got a little bit of a touch, Mr. Schuhol. Also, what is your camera angle? Please fix that. Why wouldn't you? Is this 5 plus 2 to Quesada? Or not? Jacob is busy looking for POV. I'm already moving into the second incident because...
Yeah, move on to the second incident. I'll forget him after.
Ringsrud
Should only take a few seconds.
does not leave space, and he does not leave space. Let me see. You've just gone for the gap that doesn't exist, Mr. Ringsrud.
Did he post his POV in the end? I didn't see.
Well, let me check. He did. He will do soon.
Yeah, he put that like on the Friday. So it's
Does that
either
count
1 penalty
as
point for a lack of
ignoring requests.
That's what I mean.
Because if you say I'm going to and then you don't, you've ignored your statement saying that you're going to do it.
And I've given him like 3 or 4 days anyway, and he hasn't done it.
And I understand that Quesada gets 5-second ability for B, or just nothing. I say nothing because he's been spun.
Yeah, I think it's his fault, but I think it's too harsh for him to get a 5-second penalty for it, as he is in the end has been spun, but it's not Chuko's fault in the slightest.
And William and Manuel is 10 seconds. Yep. Or what?
Which one is that? Is that for the Ringsrud incident,
Yep.
or is that for the?
Yep.
Yeah, 5 plus 2 for Ringsrud.
Okay, so that will be 5. Because I'm a lazy person. And
Yeah.
I will not give myself this 5. Plus 3 LP to Ringsrud. Because you did not send POV when I was all doing the stewarding. Yeah, safety car was just one massive skill issue. Now because I've seen most of the incidents, so probably I will not laugh as hard as I would do originally. But regardless, Philip Kita is sorry for the incident. Which one? The one during the safety car restart. Let's go. But that is just one massive skill issue. Why did you overtake Steven in the first place? Why is this happening?
Welcome to F5, Fudge.
You
never
even
raced
tried
before,
to
we had
squeeze your
to
teammate
report.
off, and you're not even careful. Nah, Jacob will just sort out the penalty for the specific incident because that is one big mess.
Yeah.
No, Kita's not at fault. You
Yeah.
should just learn how to change gears.
I have a feeling this. I think if you go on Matthew Wrightson's POV, it may explain it, but.
And also, Pavel was just
Yeah, doing Pavel things, I guess, is
internet
the way you
was
could
doing
put it.
internet things. Now,
Yeah.
Schuhol gets smashed into the rear in lap 1 by Claudio Herbert because I'm skipping the bits. That
Yeah.
means confirmed drive. No, actually, where is PC?
I think it is Claudio.
Yep, it is Claudio.
But he left, didn't he?
Yeah, saying retiring. I'll be a huge fan, and I hope he's watching this broadcast. But that was not like 3 seconds after the race, so I don't think I'm counting this as a rage quit.
Yeah. It was a few hours after, wasn't it?
Yep. Philip Kita is easy 5-second time penalty plus 2 license points. You'll check if there is DNFs.
For which one? For that 7-car power lap?
No, lap 1 now.
Oh, lap 1. Hang on.
And that's on Schuhol. So I'm again being stupid. Everybody break to 0. I don't know why. That is the safety car thing now
Yeah.
being reported. And everybody breaks to 0. And we're looking for every single POV in the world. First off,
Yeah, this is all I got given, so I just literally said I added all of their 5s. They give you a POV for this
Let me check.
because I couldn't tell off
Why is
of
Vanagil?
that.
Is this Vanagil's internet connection, or is this Vanagil being Vanagil?
I think this might be his internet doing internet things.
That is
Because
decent.
look, yeah,
Now PSF5 will riot if I cancel this race. This is what I know. He's going off track at least. This is strike. Junate, what a move that is!
I think that's the greatest move in the history of F5. But
He's given the positions back, so it doesn't count.
yeah,
We've also got Bastian Vries on this material.
yeah.
And there's nothing going on here. He just re-overtook the guy who overtook him. Now, why is Rongson going 320 kilometers per hour when there's a mess ahead of him? He almost overtook Ringswood at the time. Same as the restart is being reported. Nico Hiltonen, did you just manage to spin during the safety car restart? He did.
That
He
might have
almost did.
happened.
He almost did. He almost did. And Steven got the wing damage. No. Why? Well, I've been skipping through some channels, which you shouldn't really see, but I guess that's fine. Someone was just promoting a league, and his message got deleted. If you want to promote your league, go to promote other leagues, and do not post the Discord link. Now, safety car mess. How do we say it? Is this one big NFA and one another skill issue?
Is that the one called safety car, or the one with the 7-car pile up?
The during the safety car, where everyone stopped.
This might be one big NFA due to the fact that it was caused by Vanny's desync.
Yeah, and this race should be cancelled, to be fair, you know, because there was desync. But moving on, Claudio Herbert with the most unsafe rejoin of all time and causing a collision. And there's not even a single need for POV from Claudio.
No. He didn't post that either.
Yeah, so I'm actually needing to do some tags. Lap 1 and now Shuchnik lap 11 that was. I'm not even doing checks. Unsafe rejoin, causing a collision.
So it's 5 plus 2 plus 2, isn't it? Or is it more?
5 plus 5 plus 2 plus 2. Because you're getting...
5 plus 2 plus 2, because it's an unsafe rejoin collision, then plus 3 for no footage.
Yep, that is
But,
okay. For lap 1 as well?
For that lap 1, yeah, 5 plus 2 plus 3.
Okay then. In short, we're moving into the next one. I'll do the rest last 40 years by myself if you're wondering. Mr. Abdullah Hyman reports Matthew Rongson for suddenly breaking through safety car, which leads to terminal damage from being retired from the race. That is this time lap 11, so this is completely different situation. You're basically...
Yeah.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Yeah.
Now even Rongson says in the chat that it's Vanagel's AI that made him do it.
Yeah. So, but here's my issue with this. Why is he on full 100% brake when he's fully past Vanny? That's my issue with it. Yes, I can understand that Vanny is, and he had to move out the way for the reaction, and he had to brake a little bit, but he's on full 100% brake throttle after he's fully passed him.
So you can let the car back through.
There's nothing going on here. Why are you slowing down to 90 kilometers per hour? So you
That's
see
what I
delta.
mean.
He's breaking due to the delta, you know?
He's going on here, then he's plus... Yeah, I don't understand.
What I'm saying, Abdallah, you're at fault because you're the one behind. You gotta be careful, you know.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, he's on... How can you expect him to be full 100... How can you expect the car ahead of you to be full 100% brake in the middle of a straight?
You are having some
That's my issue I
certain
have with it.
distance.
Alright, okay. No,
Does Crooks
okay.
really think he's got a penalty for this thing? Are you serious? Yeah, that was clearly a misclick. That was a misclick. I'm just used to it. I'm just used to giving Crooks penalties. Already, whenever I do something that it's not in your favor, you're basically mad. But seriously, Matthew Rungson, I guess it's mutual license points for both. One couldn't be careful, one couldn't go normally on the straight. Double 2 license points.
Yeah, No, but it doesn't even come up on Matthew's screen that he has to let Wanny past.
Although normally when you overtake a car, you have to let them pass. So I think it might have been that he was expecting that to happen.
Yeah, but I guess what he probably should have done is then he would have moved over to the right, then brake. But it's just fact that he's overtaken him, then in the straight, in like a second later, fully broke.
I'm saying then Abdallah couldn't look behind, but he's got DNF as a penalty, and Mr. Herbert, sorry, Wrongson, shouldn't have broken this much. So I'm saying license points for Matthew Wrongson.
Yeah. 1 or 2, or more.
2, of course. He's
2. Yeah.
He's obliterated the guy. He blames EA though. Any time penalties?
Yeah. I did have 5 plus 2 for Wrightson, but if it's only just 2 penalty points, then I guess take away the 5-second penalty. But
we'll go to Vanagari reports soon because PSF5 is coming in. And this time we're having Mr. Claudio Herbert reporting Tomasz Vrabel. Gave him enough space on my left. He has my teammate in front of him. I was expecting him to slow down so we can all go through. Instead, he's stop hitting me from the left, pushing me off track, and on the end kept pushing me more and more to the grass. Also did the same to my teammate when trying to overtake him. Philip Kita can show footage as well. We'll see if Philip Kita shows the footage. But Philip Kita's POV is not...
I think he did.
Nah,
if I can remember rightly, he did.
This guy decided to just fully go off track limits. Bloodfink scarps are part of the track.
Although I understand this cut more than the one from PC2, because just before the turning point, when you're in that position, if you have contact, there is a high probability of you spinning. So I could justify cutting the corner a bit better.
Yeah, that's basically what I said. I thought it was a racing incident, but then a penalty point for Variable for moving under braking that caused the cut off. But
penalty points only.
Yeah, 1 penalty point for Variable.
What is this move on the right side, weaving on the straight a little bit, huh?
He's moved once and then.
Yeah, and then goes to the inside line, so this justifies forcing off track, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm saying 5 plus 2, Tommy.
Okay.
Okay!
I only had him down for a penalty point, but if you think that if it's 5+2 for him, then
Just for that skill issues of keeping to the right. Right, right, right. Go more right. Go more right. Go more right. No removal because no race director. Should have not left the server. One day after the race. Also, my hair just has gone wild. Vrabel. There we go. Should really think about changing the music. You know. Where is...
I have the YouTube muted because otherwise you'd hear yourself twice. But
where is this? This should fit in. Yes, because I haven't got copyrights for that. Anyways, Mr. Emerson Saab reports Tomasz Vrabel. He took the exit better than me, and I left him enough space to pass because he was faster than me. But then I think he forgot that I was still there, and he hit me and put me outside the track into the wall. I had a chance for podium position, but I got DNF with the dirty driving of Tommy. Now, what was the dirty driving of Tommy was this. We also will see angry, very angry Emerson. Because Tommy does not care. And just puts him into the wall with 10 seconds into his board. This is brilliant. This you can cut that. You can basically make an emoji out of this. This is brilliant.
I think this is
Easy 10.
more. This is more. The consequences are definitely bigger than some of the other incidents, but the actual action seemed relatively similar to some of the others.
I'm just telling you.
you're giving Thomas a 10-second penalty.
10 seconds, yes.
So you're saying
And
it's
3 penalty
so you're
points.
stewarding based of consequences, not actions.
Blood forgot corner is going to the right. Blood forgot corner is coming to the right, like Ronhar. What did Ronhar do?
So now, I thought this was 5+2 for Variable, but if it's 10, then it's 10. But I don't think it's 10. I feel like it's too harsh. I don't know about you, Quill, but
7-time penalty. 7 seconds.
Personally, I just think that in terms of it's much more similar to incidents in terms of actions that we've giving 5+2 for on this stream. The consequences of this one are bigger, but are we stewarding based off actions or consequences?
Both.
Is well, okay.
I think we can all agree that it's Variable getting a penalty. But I guess I thought it was 5-second penalty. But if
Tommy never
What
showed
did you
his
think?
POV. What
Yeah.
is this then?
wait, what did he not show his POV for that incident?
Tommy
thought he
did
did.
show his POV, and the people say in the chat that he did not. And he blood forgot. The corner is going to the right. No, I don't want this. I don't really want this. I want this. Blood. Now he holded the line and was in front, and everybody clowned him for no reason. To be fair. 10 seconds, easy. Blood forgot the corner is going to the right. Now we're going to Manuel Quesada, being reported by Mr. Vries. Nick de Vries is out of Formula 1 and he's moved to F5. First, after the start, Manuel slaps his rear tire into my front tire. That made a slight collision. Then later in the lap, he makes a mistake and dive in the inside. We're now going side by side through the next corner, and I'm braking a bit earlier to make the corner, where he slams it to the right to take the ideal line, while we are side by side. Actually, I should watch the clips.
Yeah,
Don't care about the starting glass. Just go.
Yeah, the first clip I don't think there's a penalty for neither, but the Lesmo one I think is where a penalty is
He
had.
almost obliterated Tim. What is this carnage? What is this skill issue? He just cuts the corner completely. I hope he got the warning from the game. Where was Tommy POV for that last incident? I literally showed you. Core flex. What are you doing? Nah, he's just going to the left. I mean, license point maybe, because he's going to the left, doesn't care.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to repeat my accent though?
What, me?
Why are you making fun of my... It's genuinely great joke! Mr. Rudy. It's genuinely a great joke and you think I'm making fun of you. Bro. Think, blood. Anyways. Manuel Quesada Vries. Lap 1 earlier. Lap 1, turn 1. That is 1 license point to Quesada. Easy. Unless he did not send POV. Did he?
I think he did for the Lesmo incident, but I don't think he did for turn 1.
Anyways, I'm moving into Lesmo moment.
Yeah, it's the second clip.
Vries just reported Quesada forcing Fennel off track.
I think does Toby Fennel, the AlphaTauri, get a penalty for that then? For not using the correct rejoin route? Or is he too past the entry of the safe rejoin?
He's past the safe entry.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I don't know if
Nah,
if it
Quesada
was
just
there, you
forced
had
him
to use
off
it.
and accidentally
Yeah.
gets a 5-second time penalty. And now, Lesmo incident. Quesada goes off. Vries tries to go down the inside, and then Quesada does not care, and that is easy 5 seconds. For not
Yeah.
leaving space.
Is that for both the AlphaTauri and the Ferrari, or is that just for the Ferrari?
Just off. Manuel Quesada. Toby Fennel. Lap 1, turn 4. 5 seconds time penalty to plus 2 license points to Quesada. And now Manuel Quesada. Who's that? Vries. Lap 1, turn, I believe at 6. 5-second time penalty plus 2 license points to Quesada. Easy. Easiest incident of my life. Next up. Quesada sent his POV and that includes turn 1. He just did not care. That's 1 license point for braking in the moving in the braking zone without even caring. Regardless, moving on to Vanagel. I don't think I have to comment on this, but Vanagel is just getting an internet warning. 1 for this 1 race. Because it ruined 1 race. But you can't really do anything here.
Yeah, F5 are not gonna like that. I know, I can understand you can't do anything about it, but they're not gonna like it. They've been telling me that he should be banned, but it's your call. If it's just, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just doing this. Internet warning. If it doesn't get fixed by the next week, Vanagel gets suspended from racing until he fixes it. That's all I've got to say. It was desync, like no other, and these people will not cancel the race. Wow. But at least brings content. We're here for the content, not for like serious sweaty racing, where everyone has to win by a single millisecond. Now last lap of the Grand Prix. We have to take care that Tomasz Vrabel was left the game, you can tell, and the game dropped him into 10th because it's genius. He's reinstated.
Do you need the race director for this bit, or
No. Because here's the interesting thing. Even if you get that DNF and where you're leaving the session, the game still shows the actual time you've got in the results.
Okay.
So you don't really have to worry about it. No race director at all. So I'm saying Tomasz Vrabel finish race glitch reinstated to initial position pre-penalties, I guess.
Okay.
Like without the penalties, just gets reinstated and then the penalties get applied. We've seen this several cal pile-up, which we've already made it 1 skill issue. If you want to watch it again, just tell me. Jacob Taka reports Bartłomiej Szuchnik and Simracing, who made... Actually, let me just post commentary for this, because that's, again, a good bit.
to come out in front of that one, and Tim Liza has been challenged by Suckle and Matthew Rongson. Matthew Rongson, can he do the same thing that Tim did? Beginning, oh no! Oh, problems again! Problems again! That's surely a safety car! Safety car, surely that's a safety car. That's the worst incident so far. Suckle and Tim have come together, resulting in a DNF for Suckle. Dreadful, dreadful season for Suckle, and Tim Liza will be absolutely
Let me just fix something regarding this screen. Actually, no, I cannot fix this bit, but in short, I'm saying Shuchnik gets a penalty for that one. Simple as that. Like, there's no debate. No debate. No way. No way. This is easy 5 seconds for me. Like, or actually, it could be even 10. But Jacob Tucker decides that he's not going to speak anymore.
Oh, I'm muted. Oh, I said that the POV of Lisa and Shuknik is in there, and I'm disagreeing with you on the 10 seconds.
So I decided not to be that strict. But we're watching Shuknik POV. It's just standing.
No, yeah. I didn't know if you knew that they had their POV in there, but I think I agree with you on the 5 seconds because Shuknik is ahead of Lisa significantly alongside.
Is there any bad words in Lisa's POV?
I'm not sure.
We'll keep it very quiet then.
That's a send by Lisa.
Or was it mutual fault?
This might be a racing incident.
Yeah, because you can tell definitely. Liza is turning too little and he invites Shuchnik to the wall. He's not talking on POV. I'm saying this is a racing incident now.
Yeah, racing incident.
He's invited
I
the
thought
Blood.
5 seconds too harsh.
I'm
Hang on,
saying
did I
he's
put this
invited
down?
the blood into the wall dance. Now, again, moving on. This will be very quick now. Claudio Herbert and Toby Fennell. First, there's contact between the Mercedes and AlphaTauri, then the AlphaTauri driver of Fennell resets to track.
Yeah.
So, we're watching.
Oh no, Ben who's lost it. I think he's been.
Oh no, that. It's half a season and you still don't know that reset to track is not allowed. You're getting a
Yeah,
time
and I don't think
penalty
either
for
of them
this.
put their POVs in.
So both are getting 3 license points. Oh no. So simple as that. Fennell, Herbert. 3
Yeah.
LP to Herbert. 3 LP to. Actually, Claudio Herbert did not finish the race. That's what I remember definitely, and Shuchnik as well. So the time penalties disappear, but this is what it would be. 3 LP to Fennell for reset to track, of course. 3 LP to Fennell again, no POV, and I can't really tell from that POV if Herbert literally rear-ended the guy.
Yeah, neither.
Tim argues that if I wanted him to go to the grass, yes. You've got the curb on the right. Like, just go touch grass, bro. Sometimes you've got to. Also, 10 seconds plus 3 license points to Fennell. And insufficient POV, to be fair.
Not very good at all.
Now, I can't really tell from this.
Not very good at all. Oh no!
It
Ben
looks
who's
like
lost it. I think he's been.
I know that that POV is rubbish, but it looks like that Herbert goes into the back of the AlphaTauri more than the AlphaTauri braking too early.
5 seconds. Yeah, I guess it's like weird, but okay.
Yeah, I guess you could put racing incident on the reason that there is a lack of or insufficient POV.
I mean, I can kinda see. Now we're going to the qualifying, because Steven Prabhu reports Claudio Herbert for chilling on the racing line. Now, how much was he chilling on the racing line? He's still going, he goes wide, tries to not invalidate the lap, then he goes to the right. Nah, it's nothing, bro, it's nothing. Nothing has happened there.
Probably
What
game
are you
time.
trying to report?
Yeah, I'd like to say he did report the same thing in Spain,
Like,
but
Steven,
yeah, that's nothing.
sometimes you just need to stop reporting drivers for basically existing. And he's gained 1/10 out of it. Now, I should really give him a 1/10 seconds of time penalty in the race. But unfortunately,
I don't think it would have gained a 10 because you've got a minuscule amount of dirty air through Ascari, and if you were right on someone's diffuser the whole straight, you'd gain 2/10. But it's probably like 30-40 milliseconds of time gain.
Nah, are you real? Get real, bro. Now we're going back to the race start as Steven Prabhu this time reports someone. Yeah, I should just disqualify everyone from the race. Vanagil with the second place. Wow, by the way.
Was that decent? Yeah, that's quality. Okay.
Fennel just forces off track.
He may have been hit by hand from the Haas. Fennel.
No, that was. Oh yeah, he was. Which Haas was that?
Ringsrud.
So Ringsrud actually gets 5 seconds for chain reaction.
Yeah.
And that is Steven versus Fennel, and this is going to be a plot twist of the century. 5 seconds time penalty plus 2 license points to Ringsrud. And now you must be surprised. At least pretend you are. Now Junaid Yassin has a bad exit at his car, which is him vulnerable, but I'm unable to mask him despite being on full throttle. Looks like he's also running a lower drag setup than me. Anyway, we are nearly side by side, and he brakes suddenly near the DRS detection point to try and get the DRS, which is illegal. Which, ladies and gentlemen, is illegal. You can't do that. Just stay on the DRS zone. This is unsportsmanlike way to give someone DRS. And you didn't even give DRS, so I should just do NFA. Just
Which
because
seems
you were
only
lucky.
just showing it.
What I'm saying, NFA only due to that. There was no safety car.
Yeah, that's an NFA, isn't it?
This is that safety car. Although we should sometimes penalize for the action, not the consequence. You know?
I mean, it depends if it causes a massive collision behind it with...
Is there a rule about
Yes,
giving
Yeah, for now.
sportsmen like giving the DRS, and sportsmen like behavior to get the DRS as 1 license point, and if you collide, then you also get the normal collision penalty.
I only thought it was only if you collided, or like, caused a collision due to your trying to get the DRS, but...
I'm saying penalty for action. Easy.
Yeah, because if the safety car was in there, then
Easy.
probably would have overtaken him, and then he would have... Yeah, okay.
Now, Pavel Vanagil overtakes Tommy the safety car, then comes alongside me and tries to overtake, taps me and literally pushes me into the grass. Now, this is all internet warning, but I'm
Yeah.
just going to have a look. Also, he was complaining so much that he wanted the guy to be banned, but you can't really do too much.
To be fair,
DC.
it wasn't only just Stevie. It was also Junaid Yassin who also wanted him banned, but...
But you can tell from Pavel's speed. Now this is the funniest bit. It's not that Pavel's got internet connection issues. What kind of lap was that from Steven? That was lap 15, so we have to move to lap 15. And lap 15 is around here, I believe. No, it's lap 8.
That's lap 12.
I'm looking for lap 15. It's 6. We're going earlier and earlier. Now here's lap 11, lap 12, then task. Lap 9 to 10 to 11. Maybe there's a chance we're getting here. I'm having every single clip muted right now, so we don't really have to worry. Maybe this is the clip. One and only. Yes, this is it. This is the sacred. This is the golden stuff. But Steven is no. Actually, Steven is leading. Because I've got to say I've seen this. I've seen this somewhere. I've seen it in the certain point. But I can tell everyone is lagging in Pavel's POV. But him cutting into 3-minute clips. Find the clone comb, that was brilliant. Again, what lap? 15. Where he gets
15.
forced off. And trying to see where is he having any POVs, maybe. But I guess that's it. But Stevie is not there. You know? Regardless, we've done this as an NFA. I just wanted to have a look. Now, Steven is on reporting again, as he's reporting Mr. Vrabel and Bastos. And he reports another broken wing. I don't really want to read the descriptions anymore, because I just want to focus on the incident themselves. I just want to look at what happened. What are we reporting? Ringsuit goes down the... No, he goes around the outside into the Roger chicane, and Stevie makes a dive and the half was having no right to the space and forces Bastos off. Why? You've sent it from a mile back and you're surprised you're getting a wing damage. Nah, Jacob is muted again, probably.
No, I'm just quiet.
Nah.
Yeah, he sent it from a while back and has gone into him.
Is
So
this
that's
even
surely-
forcing off track for Steven?
Quite possibly.
He's forcing him off track by dive bomb.
Yeah, that's forcing off track. Oh my god. Oh, 5-3 for Stevie.
This is PSF 5. This is PSF 5. And this is why it's wonderful.
These guys, I know, like, skill-wise, they may not be the best, but they're amazing.
Seriously?
I couldn't steward any other tier.
Okay, Team Liza, Manuel Quesada. Team Liza reports qualifying. On my way in the race line. So teammates are getting tensions. As
Ricardo
Quesada...
Verstappen 2018 in the McLaren.
Now what is this curb? Minor, major? I mean, Team
Hang on,
Liza
it's still
kept
coming.
going. But that was the worst turn 1 I could get.
Oh. He's a 10th.5 down. Hang on. So he exited the corner. Yeah, that's... He's lost about a 10th, maybe? Maybe a little bit more?
Gains.
That's definitely a block.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a block, but it's just the case of if it's a major or minor block.
Why? No, that's major. Quesada
I
just
think
turned
it's major
in-
because he's on the racing line in a corner or corner
Yeah.
exit.
Tim, if you want to go turn 1 correctly, like correctly without hoping for an RNG, you keep yourself a little bit more to the outside from my experience of winning 2 PSF2 races, more to the outside, and you try to hit this Italian curb just very slightly. Just very, very slightly. Because this orange thing is a massive RNG and you don't want that. You want to be sure that every single time you're going for a corner correctly. And that is major block regardless for Mr. Quesada. Why major? Because you
Yeah,
turned
yeah.
into him! If you just kept yourself on gravel, you would maybe having 1 license point. That's it. But QB plus 2 license points to Quesada. I think someone's getting race banned here.
Quite possibly.
This time, Liza and Freeze and Quesada. This time we're back on the lap 1 action. This time Team Liza is being involved. We've already done this incident, but let's review this again. As Team Liza is on the outside into turn 1 and Freeze forces him off, which basically largens Quesada's penalty at this point. You know?
Yeah, 'cause he got a penalty point for this.
He's got 1 license point. Now he's getting 5 seconds plus 2 license points.
Yeah, and I guess you could see from this POV that ring shot did go into the back of Toby Fennell.
Yep. So Riggs got reported. Okay, the last incident. Like seriously, we've gone through a PSF5, but you can still stay for the rest of the tiers because we've still got a couple of reports. Now, Emerson Zab is reported by Bastian de Vries. Now, what we want to see is going dangerously slow into the pit. Now, here's my thing. If someone is going dangerously slow into the pit, you see this space. You see, nothing's happened there. Just go to the right, overtake the blood. Just overtake him. We did watch half of the report. We just went through. We just seen it earlier, so we didn't have to refer it more. We just larged the penalty. He's done nothing wrong. He's just careful, although even I say too careful. Nah, he's just trying to avoid Mr. Bastos for the reason. He just slows down like a person. Now, let me see. There probably I missed part of Tim's report. Allegedly. Okay, I've seen this bit. We've missed something.
Have we? Right. We've missed
Mr.
it with
Quesada,
24 threads.
Mr. Quesada also hits Liza on the left side of the car and gives him wing damage.
Oh.
And that is 5 seconds. Because we just went into him.
Yeah, forced him off track even more.
So in total, 10 plus 3 I'm saying, for actions overall.
Yeah, so he's got a 5-second penalty
5
for
second
forcing
penalty.
Lisa off twice. If you wanna, for forcing him off on the back straight and forcing him off in that chicane, then he got a penalty point for weaving.
Yes, also
If that's all of it.
Vries and Zarb SC pit lane, and that is NFA. Nothing happened. Should have just overtook him. That's it regarding the actions. Now Jacob Tucker may make the reasonings of the incident if he wants to.
Am I?
Yeah, if you want to. But anyways, this was all said on stream, so if you want to have a reference,
Yeah.
just go onto the stream. That's it. Now,
Alright, okay. I have to put this in the standings.
okay. And this time I'm going off the voice chat and I'm doing the last 4 tiers by myself.
Okay.
Cause why not? But thank you for joining me. And yeah, we're continuing now with the 4 tiers. Just me out of the voice chat, so you don't have to leave the stream. You just get more people and stay because of the PSF5 show, for example. Bye bye from the 2 and have fun.
Yeah. F5's the best.
Agreed. Regardless, first off, we've got PSF4. Yeah, we've still got like fair amount of reports, but it's like 15, maybe 20. We'll do it by 20 minutes, to be fair. So I'll start very quickly. Matthew Rogerson reports Black Wolf for trying to dive bomb me in turn 1 and get off. Then I got the line and he cut off the track and spun me around. Now, Mr. Daniel Nurkuje! That's what I got to say. Wow. That's 10 seconds. And even... That's like 10 seconds. Look how far he is. He is 9/10 behind. Cuts the track and then smashes into Bronx. Nah. Nah. PSF for Monza. Daniel Ronkson. That is 10 seconds plus 3 license points for the guy. Next up, we've got PSF4 again. 5-second penalty for kissing someone. Now you don't have the race director, so I'm not removing it. Don't even try asking for it. You've kissed someone. But you want to express love through other ways, not smashing into the car, if you're wondering. Now, of course, Matthew Ferguson, Codemasters, no removal for no race director. Well, I don't really want to know what that is, to be fair. We go to one thing at the end, but Josadi reports Jack Bailey, who decided to change sides under braking into turn 1, which is illegal, and that is correct. Now let's see how Jack Bailey has done it. He goes to the middle, but makes it a beautiful way for Giorgio to make the move down the inside and make a position on Jack Bailey regardless. Now there's 1 license point for Jack. Let's see. Actually, let me just turn off the sound because I want to hear what Jack is saying. Ronks has been spun, by the way. So Sadi just made the move, but still makes Jack gets a license point. No collision and overtake successful. That's what I've got to say. Now, I don't think I've seen this incident, but Giorgio Sadi is being reported this time by Jack. So it's the other way around. What was that? I mean, he's got the penalty by the game, and I think I will not take any action, just 2 license points, because you're not using the return route. You know what? I'm actually having a good heart. You know? Moving under braking. 2 license points to Sadi. 5 seconds time penalty was given by the game already. And Sadi, you are also not getting an appeal for that one. Mark mute for 15 minutes, mark as red. And if you don't know why it's this 1 license point for Jack Bailey, it's number 1, you've overtaken him. Number 2, that is in the rules. If you're wondering. We've also got some POV from Mr. Adams. Goes around the outside. Let's see if he falls off Giorgio a little bit. Don't think so. But that will be better answered with this POV. Now you're just going... Look how much space you've got. You just kind of went to the right on your own accord. The return road is there, like outside your TV. Blue skipped the chicane, yes. Exactly as that. Also, we got another report. Jack Bailey reports Giorgio Sadi for weird safety car restart. So I want to see what happened there. Because we've seen PSF5 all over again. Although they just slow down, so that doesn't really tell much of a story. Maybe we'll see more with Mr. Joseph Hearn showing his point of view. Now, Dudek overtook Sadi, but Sadi is going inconsistent. And now Sadi needs to bring back the position to Dudek. What a move! That is! What a move that is! Now, that is one of the greatest moves you could do. Seriously. Wow. Wow. Okay, now, here's the original POV of the leader. Very nice picture on the left. Sadie, you can tell, he's not using throttle. He does not use throttle. Safety car is now in. Dudek overtakes him. Sadie re-overtakes him. Now, he lost the position. I think not only he's getting... Let's watch the throttle again. Now pushes, he now doesn't slow down. He just slows down. Now he pushes, now he slows down. That is inconsistent, that is license point, you know. Maybe even 2, but Dudek gets it as did he give back the position? Because that all depends on Joseph POV. He's not, of course. And then there's Josh Marshall making a move. 2 license points for Sadie. That is for inconsistent behavior at the restart. Overtake of the season for award for Mr. Han. And for Dudek, I think we'd go for the 5 seconds, you know. I'm saying 2 license points. Why 10 seconds? You've got like 50 seconds to react. You had the chance to avoid it, just go to the left. Simple as that. 5 seconds, no time penalty for Dudek, but Sadie can appeal, of course. Let me see the complaints. Nothing, no complaints. You literally have the stream to see if I make any errors. Now, Sadie is turning into trying to be funny, but Giorgio Sadie is being reported this time by Joseph Hearn again. We're speaking of lap 1, where Sadie, were you alongside? You just used push to pass, you know. I know there was a red arrow, but our sufficiently alongside is side pod. Now, your front wing is on the rear wheel, so we weren't really alongside, but this time you're actually alongside a little bit. 3 seconds, I guess. Push to pass, that was evident. Now he's trying to show the side pod, which ends around ahead of the tire. You can still appeal though, you know, and Rabbi will give a real review. I'm mainly doing this for content. I'm slapping penalties for content. Anyways, as I'm watching, yeah, that is clearly 3+1, I guess, because no lasting consequences, just the position changed. Should have kept more carefulness, or how do you pick it? Stop. Bro, that's really for school. It's not his fault. Who's speaking that? That is school himself speaking. So, don't try to think you're the other person, I guess. Because I can tell you're definitely Giorgio Sadie. Anyways, this is our community strike. Like, this is completely unproductive, and you've wasted your time. To be fair, if you really want to rant at people, just give me a second. If you want to rant about people and get away with it, take this. This is a journal, you know, and this is really helpful because you can basically write down your thoughts and nobody's gonna judge you for it. That's all I've got to say. So, you're getting a community strike for that one. Because that was unnecessary. That was simply unnecessary. Driving without thinking? Like, why? For what? What? Why would... Now, of course I got to edit it. By the way, you're safe. It's like 3 equals a ban in 6 months, but seriously, waste of time. I knew I was doing this since Friday, when I've seen that initially, or actually Saturday, because it was sent on Saturday. But now we're moving on into PSF3. We just got 3 tiers left, and now we're starting with Henrik Helkala supposedly reporting Elmar Ibranovic. Now, there is this guy called Vali in position number 6, and guess what he's done? He's just slightly rear-ended Mr. Lekala, who was just braking. I know it's green still, but you rather be careful. And he rear-ends Mr. Yonel twice. But since he's got... Yeah. How is this? By the way, tell me, how is that? Whenever someone is leaving the league, complaining at driving standards, gets banned of course, why is it that he's always at fault in the accident? Look at the, let's go back to Spain, for example, because I need to rant on this. This guy, Andy Williams, is chilling on... This guy is starting the hot lap in the house. This guy is just chilling at the final corner on like 100 kilometers per hour, gets a qualifying ban, which is absolutely fair. You won't tell me otherwise. And he leaves the league because the stewarding is a joke. Everyone with common sense knows that you don't stay on the racing line on your out lap, and you definitely are not going for 100 kilometers per hour through this corner when there in your horizon there is a start-finish line which starts a lap. I've just gone back to Spain. One more report from Spain. I want to show you. This time, Ignace Raudes, this guy in the Alpine. Well, this guy in Mercedes is just chilling, having his first race. He wants to get a good result. What does the Ignace do? Does not care about the fact that you have to leave the space. And he leaves the league immediately. And he will definitely tell people that, oh yeah, the year was shit. And yeah, I had to say that because that is what people say. That is what people actually say because of that. They're trying to justify their actions blaming the league. Enough of this. Yonel just rear-ends Mr. Lekala, and that gives him penalty. Now Rodwell was slightly forced off. I cannot not care when there is like 500 of them, you know? 500 banned people. No, still, going side by side with Yonel, who barely leaves space. And Ibranovic rear-ends him. So 2 rear ends happened there. As we're going to PSF3 incident reports. Well, I feel justified. I think it's justified. That Helkala, Yonel and Ibranovic. That is 3 seconds plus actually 1 license points to Yonel. And 5 plus 2 clearly to Elmar. Oh, by the way, just learned that this learned in his first race that this league has got no pit assist in the RS. Alejandro Ponce reports Lucas Site. What do we do here? As I'm definitely turning on some sound because you definitely need more than just music. But again, he's going to the straight, slows down, gets rear-ended. That is a 5 seconds. Now he will get a 10-second time penalty, but he says he's not going to report it. Stop complaining to me about incidents, really. You've literally got it set on the stream. Are you real? The game decided to give him the 10-second time penalty, but Ponce decides not to appeal that one, so he's not getting it cancelled. Plus, he's won regardless. So I'm saying Sifa, look at I can't do these names. Did not send POV, so 1 license point because he did not ignore, and 3 license points for rear end. Wow. Smatster Hart is the last report of this tier. Reports David Clark. And this time, David Clark, we're going into Monza and into the chicane and gradually move over to the racing line, whereas David is fully behind me. The moving was completely done the moment I pressed my before I pressed my brake pedal. David then pulls over to the inside because of the overspeed hitting, causing to get overtaken. Now you've definitely moved into the racing line, so there's no moving under braking. Goes down the inside and forces you off, you know. But you're this is again the type of the situation where you could very easily stay in the track limits, you know. Half of a speed. Hit, you've still got the space, but probably you've lost the car. So I see mitigating factors. And I still want to see this guy's POV way before the braking. Can't really tell much. I'm saying 3 seconds plus 1 because there are mitigating factors of you've still got that space, you know. You've still got that space. And David Clark gets 1 license, 3 seconds time penalty plus 1 license points. How 3 seconds? I told you, literally mitigating factors. Mitigating factors can do a little bit of less penalty. They can also remove the penalty entirely. But that's what I decide. Regardless, 3 second time penalty plus 1 license, but that is it from Monza and PSF3. Let me just leave all the threads because I don't really need them. I'm basically following only F1s. Actually, my own tier. PSF1. That's it. Anyways, before we move on, I want to invite you for the PSF1 races I'm commentating. These are at 6 PM UK every Sunday. We've got a massive race yesterday at Monza, which unfortunately not many people were watching. But seriously, it was a massive show. So I think that you should watch it because it was simply brilliant. I'm making highlights out of this, by the way. I don't know how I kept streaming for 2 hours, by the way. But we've got like 10 minutes to go as we're getting the first report. And I need to definitely mute it. But Clement Sefrin just obliterates Adam Hurter, and Mr. 92 is gone. What is who Crimea belongs to? That's an interesting question we didn't really ask for in this particular stream. Now Clement Sefrin, there is no audio, so no like real speaking. But he turns into Adam. He turns into Adam. Very slowly, but he does it. And that is 10 seconds. Because you've obliterated the blood. You've obliterated him. Look further. I've looked further, you know. Alex Wells was not meant to be involved. What these two screenshots tell me, you know? Libanov did not move his wheel at all. And you can tell definitely. He's starting to turn left around here, so this is probably the moment of the contact. And that's why I'm saying 10. Yeah, no? Someone's definitely left because of all these. Wrongson wants me in the PSF2 chat, but I've did the part where everyone was invited. Regardless. That is 10 seconds, easy. Joshua Evans gets angry at Bo van den Berg, who caused a collision when moving under braking. Which, you can tell from this POV, moving under braking, he did. But was it really a collision? Are we going to be this strict now? Nothing's actually happened apart from the moving and the braking. Might just get 2 license points, but nothing lasting happened there. Really? But there's more reports. So I'm saying So I'm saying that it's Joshua Evans, Bo Van de Beek, 1 license point to Van de Beek. Like, it may have been a little bit of a contact, but really, is this causing a collision? When it's causing a collision, you basically, someone gets damage out of this. PSF2 again. Again, Josh angry at Bo because Bo basically whiffed a lot. How much did he whiff? This is the last lap of the Grand Prix, and this is brilliant racing. Joshua Evans uses all of his DRS power to maybe try and get that race win from Bo Van de Beek on the final lap of the Grand Prix. He goes into the right side, and I was focused too much on the commentary, to be fair. You know? Josh is using all of his power. This is not really weaving. Just trying to save the car. Bo wins. But let's count the weaves. 1, 2, 3. And back to the racing line. And that is too much because that is 1 license point. Now Bo shows us his POV. Weaving. Verstappen 2021 Abu Dhabi. Easy license point for the guy, you know. Joshua Evans, Bo Van de Beek weaving, easy license point. I don't know if Lars has given a penalty to someone for weaving. I would not, to be fair. That was in a big distance as well. So that's too much. Now, these people have decided to argue about Adam Hurtos taking out Antonius Bancatore, who was having his first race in his home Grand Prix and got obliterated by this guy in the 6th. But if you want to know from the commentary box, which by the way was going wild because Matthew disconnected 3 times. Wow. Yeah, like Antonio spun by himself. Adam spun by himself. Got a rear wing damage. Antonio got terminal damage. So there's clearly an FA and I'm basically wasting time on this. Nothing happened there. You really... Again, PSF2 reports. This time I'm saying Cameron versus Jaume Ibanez. We're having the start of the race and I'm somewhat standing side by side with the McLaren. Out of nowhere, Jaume sends it resulting in a contact with both of us. He then gets past the McLaren, possibly unfairly, and past me to unfair send and contact. Now the McLaren is not Aston... Yeah, Aston Martin's is the McLaren. And Jaume send. And now goes around the outside. Wonderful. But I didn't touch the McLaren. Now let's see and verify these words. If he did not touch the McLaren, he might get away with it. He's barely... Yeah, he touched, but... I'm not saying this is like lasting consequences, you know? He's gone into this 1mm gap, where 1mm into the other direction and you're just causing a carnage. Push to pass a little bit. But you did not touch the McLaren, you touched the Mercedes. You touched the Mercedes, that's it. Barely. You can see how close it is. But he definitely touched the Mercedes. I'm saying 1 license point for the send. And that's it. Anything does this say? No. That says nothing. So 1 license point, just watch out next time. That's all I've got to say about it. Why 1 license point? Well, just watch out, please. I'm giving 1 license point for the situations where you just need to watch out. Now, Jeziorny is also reported for the situation this time on lap 9 as he goes with Jeziorny, and then Jaume Ibanez this time clearly uses push to pass and there is nothing that he can defend. Apart if it's Josh that has gone touching Cameron. Let's see. Tries to go around the outside. Not sufficiently alongside. Boom. Although, was he sufficiently alongside? Let me see. These two have decided to turn into another, but that is clearly a push to pass. This time it's no mitigating factors, it's like free pass. His mistake. So Cameron Dohamba, Ibanez. Franciszek is not at fault at all. I'm saying 5+1. Actually, Jojo got 3 seconds, right? Jojo did get 3 seconds. I'm staying consistent for once. There's a couple more reports left, and one of them is being Cameron reporting Ville Piroinen. After Josh has overtaken me, Ville has managed to successfully switch back me and now is somewhat side by side in turn 6. He makes contact with me by braking significantly later, which leads to me struggling to make the corner and him unfairly getting past. I also then nearly got put into wall, but that's on me, of course. Actually, today I learned the first lesson was turn 6. But nothing's happened there. You stayed on the track at all times. Ville has left you a bit of space. Don't really want to speak that version of the name, to be fair. For reasons. You know. But Cameron and Ville are NFA, and I'm not even watching Ville's POV. Because simply... why? And he wasn't asked, so... How many banners reports the game at Monza? That was a bit faster than Haas in the front through 1-2, so I touched his rear slightly and just deployed the safety car. And because of that touch, I was given a 5-second time penalty unfairly! Clean mistake by the game. Now he did send the race director, and that was Kiss at the back of the car. With no consequences. Wronkson got his penalty not removed because he was actually... because he actually did not send the race director. But... what do I say of this? He didn't send the race director, he sent the results only. He said that he crossed the line. He has that 5-second time penalty. Let's see how late that safety car was. I don't really want to watch the race. I'm not removing that penalty, I think. But I still can change my mind if I just... It cut the POV, but we know what happened there. Although, you have to send the race director, you know, when you want to appeal a penalty. But that's quite a good evidence of a time penalty being not served. And you've got the 3-second time penalty in the process. Still can appeal with the race director, but I'm saying no to this. Look, at least you tried. I'm quite that strict at this. No race director. Can appeal. Well, basically you can appeal every incident, and this is what you should do when you are not satisfied with the result. I should really do an IQ test, you know, before you sign up to ERO, where you're basically being asked questions like, there's an incident between you and the other driver of ERO, what are you doing? Most people leave the league. Saying it's bad. And at least I'm not. I'm not a quitter. And this is why I'm still somehow making ERO for 10th season. Although, don't think it's going to be that long. But this is all subject to the further plans. Now PSF1. This time I'm not doing this funny compilations where I just said, nah, Blue just went to a full 2018 Magnussen, because we are the real people and not just this robots like in some other leagues. We just say 3 seconds plus 1 time point. He forced him off track. Why would you do this? Just make it funny. F1's league racing state is miserable. So just bring some content. And this is what I'm doing exactly right now. Last 3 reports, I've already asked for POVs. And El Cardia, you can tell that he's ignored it. Don't think we're getting the POV, that continues past 3 seconds for whatever reason. So I have to watch it by myself. Because there's an interesting tactic made by Dia. So you will not watch it, but I'm going to tell you shortly what happened. He just breaks. And Dia just forces him into the wall. And does a Giovinazzi in 2021. I've also got a notification on my private Twitter, as nobody's seeing it, I can see. That is me pinging myself. Nobody's reacted to the stream, no. It's not like people are busy now doing some other leaks and stuff. But regardless, ERPS F1 Monza, because we've got last 3 instants. Dia and Ryan. Connor Ryan, actually. And that is clearly 5 seconds plus 2 license points for Conor Ryan, reference being 2021 Italian Grand Prix, so that was exactly the same verdict for Giovinazzi. To Dia, and 3 license points to Dia. Now, what we have is Franciszek Jeziorny joining the conversation, as Michał Engelian reports Cody. Now, I don't know what Cody is, but I suppose it's the studio that releases the F1 games. So we've got Michał Engelian and 1 hour, 18 minutes, 50 seconds. And with race director involved later. He's also showing some cool laps around Monza before the race. This is actually a cool feature, you know. Now, we're watching Engelian, who's getting a warning in this situation. I'm not really asking Pulkin for the POV, because it's clear that although Pulkkinen left space, Eddie? I think it did. This is not worth forcing off track. They can agree on removing the penalty, because otherwise you would just rear-end the car. Did you lose the position later on? Yeah, you did. Yeah, I can remove that, you know. And one reason I will remove that is if we go to 1 minute 33 minutes and 20 seconds. He just goes into the race results. Wonderful race, by the way, wonderful action. And we can tell Sniper Arctic exceed track limits lap 2. He's waffling about something, and I don't know what he's waffling about. He's taking a screenshot just in case. Sniper Arctic also gets a warning at lap 5 and also lap 13. Now we're going to all go to the back, go to the back, go to the end, go to the end. And you can tell that it is Franciszek that gets. Why are you streaming? But it's Jeziorny. What are you waffling about? Just go to the end. Just go to the end. It's Jeziorny still there. Stop making screenshots. I want to see the... Now, Jeziorny confirmed it was him getting that penalty for track limits in lap 27. You can even watch the lap 27 in case you're wondering. Because that's short time span to just prove you. The Michał Engelian got 0 time penalties there. And Francesco Lago was fighting Max through into turn 1. And look at this. Lago is side by side almost. And that was wonderful action. I was commentating live. And that's simply one of the best actions. Engelian is colorful. He just keeps going as usual. Lowers the brake bias, which is cool. And now he's got DRS on Rodriguez and also got a bit of ERS. So he's using all of its battery to get up into 3rd place. Now he's using a little bit of the battery to solidify his 3rd place, which is solidifying to be fair. And he's got 0 warnings in this lap. And he's disappointed. So my guess is we're removing the penalty. Minus 3 seconds time penalty, if you're wondering. Last incident is, again, Michał Engelian being involved. But this time he's getting torpedoed by none other than Sam Goyard, who ignored the POV request. So we're having a penalty points for him. Congratulations. 1 hour, 3 minutes and 25 seconds. We're looking into this part of the stream where Sniper Arctic is just casually going, racing, and then Goyer rear ends him. Now Goyer did not finish the race because he cannot finish the race supposedly. So he only gets license points. And in short, actually I should say to Engelian, Sam Goyard gets 3 license points for the incident itself and 3 license points for lack of POV. That's it. That's it. It took me 2 hours and 30 minutes to go through all of the incidents live. And I hope you enjoyed this show. Why did I do this? Because I wanted to. Why did I want to do this? Because everyone is complaining about the driving standards. Everyone is complaining about the stewarding. Everyone is complaining about everything. So what I have decided, I will just do the incidents on live. So you can all see that it isn't just like, we don't like this guy because he's from Ireland, so we penalize him with 10 seconds. It isn't like this. Really. I may have a skill issue stewarding. I told them that, I told the stewards that they can have a day off. Definitely, they can review the appeals, and they probably will. There's probably going to be some, but everything has been explained on this live stream, so you absolutely do not have to worry about just someone being unfair. I actually reacted live to some of the incidents and laughed because of the skill issues, which sometimes I cannot explain them. But in short, you know what? I hope you all subscribe to the channel, because otherwise you cannot type in the chat. And I hope you all liked this video. Hit the like button again and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I really enjoyed doing this stuff. So I guess we'll see each other this Sunday on PSF1 Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to do this anymore. Like this particular thing. I think this was in one-off. But I can definitely tell. Basically, reviewing your incidents because you can't drive was the original title I wanted to create. But it looks like we'll just stick to reviewing some of your biggest skill issues in F1 23. Or whatever that was. Anyways, love this bit. So, hope you enjoyed. Bye bye. And hit the like button. To anyone who's still there, I'm still wondering how lap 4 incident of Team Bio was unavoidable, you know? Just slow down, bro. Like, really. I'm still having a go at this. Don't understand.